Hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel on Unique Pages with Fortunate. It is yet another beautiful day where we unfold a new chapter. Remember, every season is a story written. This is your host, Fortunate Malumani. Today we'll be touching on a very interesting topic which touches more on Christianity. So we'll be talking more about faith. What do we do when we are in a situation whereby things are not coming together, when things doesn't seem to align with what we want? So let's tap more into this topic about faith, about hope, about trusting God even when things seems to be silent, even when you feel like nothing is moving. So today we'll be talking about what do you do when you are in a situation where you know you're praying for something and God is just silent? You feel like God is not really answering your prayers. He is silent. He does not hear you, and you feel like He has turned His back away from you. Do you still keep believing? Do you go back to the reference book where He has written all His promises and keep believing that He does not lie and still believe that God is a faithful God? Or do you get out of your way and just take things into your own hands and try to figure out what you are going to do? Some people, when things get difficult, it becomes so hard to keep on trusting that God will do something for you when He has been silent for a very long time. And I understand that even when you do your best to trust Him and still believe that He will come through for you, we are human beings at the end of the day. Worrying is normal, stressing is normal, not knowing what to do and feeling anxious is normal. But He says in His word that do not be anxious for anything. You must trust Him. But do we always apply what the scripture says when things are not going our way, or we are just doing what we think is best for us at that moment? So we need to tap into that. Engage in the comment section and tell us, what do you do when things are not going well and when you feel like God is silent in your life, when you are praying towards something? And sometimes we feel like God does not understand the things that are happening into our lives, or we feel like He doesn't get it. But trust me, He gets it more than how we get it ourselves, because He knows what's best for us. It's like when you are a parent raising a child. A child knows what they want, but they don't normally know what's best for them. So it's a situation when between us and God, the relationship that we have with Him, we know what we want, but He knows what's best for us. We might know what's best for us, but we do not see the depth of what we want, the consequences of rushing into things. If I get that car today, if I get that job today, if I get that baby today, if I get whatever that you're praying for in that instant moment that you want it, you don't know where it's going to lead to. You don't know if you are ready for that. You don't know how safe are you, or how frustrating and depressing that kind of a thing is going to cause into your life. But He says that He has known you even before you formed in your mother's womb, which means everything that you are going through, that you want, that you are praying for, He knew it before it could even come into your mind as a desire or as something that you want to have into your life. He knew that at this specific time He's going to bless you with this. At this specific time you are going to be anxious and frustrated, praying for something in your life, and you feel like He is so silent about it. So today I just want us to talk more about those things, that what do we do when we do not know what to do. I know that some people, they have friends, they have families that they run into. Immediately a person comes through a problem, they know that they've got friends to call, friends to get things done for them, and so on and so on. And sometimes the delays that we experience into our lives, it's God trying to shift our focus that, hey, like He says, He is a jealous God. Sometimes when you know you've got friends as options, you've got family members as options, He wants you to have Him and only Him as the only option available to you, as the only source that you have, as the only provider that you have, as the only redeemer that you have. Not to trust upon friends, not to trust upon family members, but to fix your eyes on the cross when things get tough, to know that He is still God and He is in control. But do we always exercise that kind of faith even when we are in the waiting period? Because honestly speaking, the waiting period is really difficult. One of the things that you will go through the most when you're trusting God for something is the waiting period. The waiting period will test your patience. The waiting period will test your faith in the worst possible way ever. That's when you get to know how much you trust God, even when He is silent, even when you are waiting upon Him to bless you with whatever blessing that you are praying for. Waiting for that to happen is one of the most difficult things ever. What do you do in a waiting period? Do you just wait hoping for it to happen? Does your faith get shaken? Do you get anxious? Do you start questioning Him? And whatever you do, there is nothing wrong with that. Like I said, we are human beings, and it's absolutely normal to feel that way, because you can't just be in the waiting room and everything about yourself just freezes and nothing moves. It does not work like that. Obviously, your mind and your heart will have a battle as well, and you will start thinking about a way lots of things. Is God listening? Has He turned His back on me? God, why are you delaying me? Why are you allowing this to happen? You start questioning Him why certain things are happening, why certain things are not happening. You start having a doubt. You start doubting Him on your own, and your faith gets shaken. And mind you, in the midst of that, the devil also gets a chance to whisper lies in your mind. I start whispering things like, God doesn't care about you. Why don't you just take an initiative and get things done on your own? The devil also gets a chance in the single gap that you open, doubting God. He also speaks his lies in your mind that you end up believing into. Some people also get out of the way of getting things done for themselves. God, I've been praying for this job and you've not been blessing me. Now I'm going to have things my way. I've been praying for this car and you're not blessing me. Now I'm going to do things my way. And those things, they arise when you are in a waiting period where God is silent. Sometimes His silence is a test. Sometimes His silence is to test your patience. God gets quiet for different reasons. And unless you have a spirit of discernment and to understand how God works, and going back to the reference of the Bible when He says that trust in God with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He will direct your path. When He says trust Him with all your heart, He means that do not even leave a space to trust the friend with your situation. Do not even leave a space to trust the family member with the situation. Give everything unto Him. He says, come to me, those who are weary and heavy labored, I will give you rest. He's got enough storage, enough space for your problems. He has created you, the heavens and the earth that we are in. How more do you think He can fail to solve a problem that you are experiencing in this life, in this world, in this earth that He personally has created? Do you think that He can fail to give you that car? Do you think He can fail to give you that promotion? Do you think He can fail to give you that employment? Do you think He can fail to give you what you're praying for? Sometimes I understand that our faith gets tested when things get tough. It's not all the time where we have things under control, but He has made a promise. He has declared promises for us. He said to us that, for I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you an expected end. Do you still trust in the power or the promises of those scriptures when it feels like it's not happening? Do you still trust in the power of those promises that He Himself declared over your life, even when you see that nothing is happening, nothing is moving? You have been waiting for a very long time and there is no movement. Do you still stick to your faith and say, I know the God that I serve. I know that no matter how long it will take, He's preparing what He knows it's worth it. Do you still believe that I'm not going to be shaken? I'm going to stand still and hold His garment. I'm still going to stand by Him and know that He will come through for me? Do you still stand firm to believe that He did not take me this far to leave me now? Do you still stand firm that He always make a way? He is a way maker, a miracle worker, and a promise keeper. Do you still believe in those things when things get tough? Do you still believe when He's promised you that even if you can go through the fire, you will not burn? Even if you can go through deep waters, you will not drown? Do you still keep those promises in your mind to know that God is not a man that He should lie, neither a son of man that He should repent? Do you still know that God is a faithful God? Or everything that you know about Him vanishes into your brain when the devil starts whispering lies about the situation that you are currently experiencing? It's a tough one, I know, but which is the main reason I want you and I to talk today. What do you do when things are not going well? What do you do when you are in a waiting period, waiting God to manifest something in your life? What do you do? Who do you turn to when situations gets tough? Do you turn to friends? Do you turn to family members? Or do you fix your eyes on him? Or do you go back to the cross and say, Jesus, here I am? You know, one of the other things that I like to do when I am in a situation like this and I feel that I can't pray, I have a conversation with God. I talk to him like I am talking to you right now, or like I'm talking to a friend. I say, God, I come before you right now. I want us to have a conversation. And I start pouring my heart out like I would when I talk to a friend, like I would when I talk to a family member. So as I was still saying that, that's how I communicate with God in times whereby I feel like I cannot pray, but instead I know I still have the option to have a conversation with him. Sometimes there are times whereby you just, and most of the time if I feel overwhelmed and I feel like I'm just not emotionally okay to talk about something that I am going through, what I do is I just shut off everyone. Okay, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to have a moment with me and God, probably throughout that day. I don't take any calls. I do not, probably I would reply to text messages, but I just wouldn't want to talk to anyone via a phone call or anyone coming to check up on me, because you need to understand that there's a time in life where there just has to be you and Jesus alone, whereby you just need to have a one-on-one conversation and talk about the things that are troubling you, and talk to him, have a one-on-one conversation with him, and talk to him about the things that are happening, things that are making you sad, things that you are not happy about. I like this chapter. I think it's John 8, the chapter about the woman who was caught in the act of adultery. In that chapter, there is a very beautiful part that I like. It's when Jesus said, if there is anyone amongst you without a sin, throw in the first stone. The fact that everyone from adult to children, they walked away. And now it was just the woman and Jesus at that scene. And Jesus said to her, who condemns you now? And she said, no one, master. And he said, go home and sin no more. You see, it was only her and Jesus at that time. So there's a time in your life where you just need to shut off every crowd, especially during a moment of overwhelm. You see, you just need to get on it and say, Jesus, I am here and I need to talk to you about this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm feeling overwhelmed. What can I do? Please show me the way, show me the direction, show me the path, be with me. May you help me to still trust and believe in you even when it's not easy. May you help me to trust and believe in you, to always know that you are God who never changes. I know the circumstance does not allow me. I know that fear is starting to kick in. I know that hope is starting to go down. I know that my faith is getting shaken, but I know that you are a God who stands still. Please help me to stand still and to trust and to believe in you, even in the circumstance or the situation that I am in. He will come through for you. And trust me, one thing about when God writes beautiful stories, I usually tell people, I was like, God writes beautiful stories when you let him hold the pen. Sometimes you need to get into that moment where they say, let go and let God. Sometimes God wants you to exhaust all options that you have. He wants you to exhaust every resource that you have, and it does not work. And he wants you to finally focus your eyes on the cross and on him and say, Jesus, I've done all I could. I did my best. Now I'm just letting you be. Now I'm just letting you do what you do best. And the moment he steps in, you will understand why it never worked your way. The moment he steps in, you will understand why he took his time. You will understand the purpose of the delay. You will understand that if I knew, only if I knew you were preparing this kind of platinum, this kind of gold, this kind of a treasure for me, I would have at least practiced more patient, because I would know what I'm waiting for is worth it. But it's going to be a problem if all the time we know what exactly we are waiting for. God keeps it a mystery for a good reason. So what do you do when you are in a season of waiting? What do you do when your faith starts shaking up? What do you do when you feel like patience is running out? What do you do when you feel like you have exhausted all options and nothing is working? You still keep believing in God and going back to the references, which are the scriptures, and stand still, believing that no matter what, I am standing still. I am believing in He who has created me. I'm standing with the one who has declared promises over my life, and I'm not going to move until He has fulfilled His promises. Or you just give it all up. So this is the main conversation of today. I want you and I to have this conversation. Type in the comment section and tell me, or tell everyone out there, What did you do when you were in your season of waiting? If you are in one right now, how are you coping? How are you going forward? If you haven't encountered any, if you happen to, what do you think is going to be your escape method? What do you think you will do? How do you think you will handle it? So let's interact in the comment section. I believe this video was very informative, and I believe it will help you so much if you are in this season whereby you need to keep on trusting in God, or you need to make something out of yourself. So thank you so much again for tuning in. This is Unique Pages with Fortunate. I believe to be seeing you again next time on the same platform. I'm not sure if the same time or the same day, but keep tuning in. Let's keep on writing beautiful stories. Let's keep on making every single season a story worth writing. As I always say, every season is a story written. So keep tuning in on Unique Pages with Fortunate. I'll be seeing you again next time on the same platform. This is me signing out.